said, baby, I wasn't there. Mhm, 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 mm, mm. Damn, did I do one for both? Shit. Did I do two for the same? So delete this one. We'll have that one live. So that one's currently live. And then we gotta switch it over. So I did some I decided to become a journalist or conduct some journalism. You know, the stuff that Nick Shirley was doing, but he did a absolute dog shit um try at it. I actually went and did some research, and I just had to make sure to do the research so that people could see what was going on, so that people wouldn't be, surprised by any information. And it's crazy the information you can find when you just start searching for stuff. Pretty interesting stuff you can find, especially when it comes related to voting, right? So one of the biggest things. Why is this unlisted? Oh, what is going on here? Hold on, bro. What is going on? I was just like, okay. I was just trying to see, because the problem nowadays with journalism is the fact that a lot of the times people aren't actually doing the proper research, or people are just, trying to be first. So that's one of the biggest things going on right now. Everybody just wants to be first. What's up, D? It was like everybody just wants to be first. Most people don't want to actually be correct. Most people just want to make sure that the information gets out there so that they can get that recognition, they can get that view, they can get that stuff first. So a lot of the times most people just go off of something and they make a quick how can you say? They make a quick video off of what happened. So, like a quick reference just to basically tell people what's going on. So, instead of actually going forth and doing the right thing, which is, doing an in depth analysis of the information that they're trying to portray, what they try to do is that they try to make sure that the faster we push this out, the faster people can see it, the faster people want to come back because they think we have all the information. But the thing is it's a very segmented piece of information that they want to give you. So they want to make something, but then they don't want to push out anything that may hurt their following. Well, here I don't do that shit. Here I don't really care who follows or not. The whole purpose is to make sure that the truth is coming out, that the real information is coming out, not that somebody's just pushing out information that sounds good to whoever they want it to sound good to. Information needs to be brought out, and we are having a problem with society right now where information is not pushed to actually inform people correctly. A lot of the information being pushed right now is just information that is used to make people think that, oh, this is what we're talking about. What's up, Zep? What's up, Soggy? And it was just like, and that's what a lot of people are pushing towards, where they want to give information, but they'll give you a half-ass piece of information for you to run off of. We've been seeing that a lot when it comes to this government. I'm doing good, Soggy. I'm doing pretty good. I did some research, so I felt good today. I got my brain going, and I started doing some research on a couple of things and seeing a couple of different things and stuff, that's been going on. So I decided to do a little bit of research on that. And if you haven't heard, there was a vote yesterday. I'm not sure how many people heard about this vote or paid attention to the vote, of how Senator Nancy Mace decided to push forward or propose a bill that would allow for any kind of sexual misconduct to be publicly available to the public. No, not the War Powers Act. I don't really care about the War Powers Act. Because the War Powers Act, yes, that was voted on, but Congress doesn't want to do any work. And I think we've noticed that already, that Congress doesn't really want to do anything that would actually pertain to them actually being successful or them actually having to do their jobs. Because they've had the ability to do their jobs this whole time. And if you've noticed, they're not doing their jobs. Everything they've tried to release, or they're trying to relinquish some sort of authority that they have, to just give it to the president, which I understand for some things, but most of the things, if it's always been a priority and a thing for Congress to determine, it should not be that Congress now all decides that, hey, we're just going to give up this power out of nowhere. So that Powers Act, that was also voted on, but my concern was more the acts of Congress being stated and informed. So basically, you see how we had to have a law basically to pressure this Congress and this administration to release the Epstein files, right? So we've seen how that took a process and how long that took to just get that process going, to just get it started, right? Now we finally get there and nobody's being held accountable because people are breaking the law and the accountability isn't there, and files are still being redacted. But then when you look at the difference in the act that was basically voted on yesterday, let me pull this up because I gotta make sure I'm saying it correctly, so that if you want to go ahead and follow on, you'll be able to follow on and find this information so you can see what they voted on yesterday. So I'll break it down to you. If you are on any of my other platforms, I will be showing you exactly what I'm talking about and how I'm going about it. Give me 1 second so I can make sure that is up and running. Screen captures, Chrome. Let's make it so that it is Congress. There we go. Okay, we have that there. So y'all should be able to see everything off of that. Let's just make this a bit smaller so you can see the full page. And yep, that should be it. So if you're on my other platforms, you'll be able to see this, and you'll be able to see what exactly I'm talking about. So I'm gonna basically go down through it and I'm gonna show you exactly what's going on. Oh, you shelved it. Oh, you got dots? You actually got dots. That's pretty good, Lizette, but you don't got to do all that. Because the good thing about, like I said, the thing that most people don't pay attention to when it comes to um Congress is that everything is notated. So when they take votes, it's on there. Those those bills are published. Sometimes the text of the bill is not published at the moment, but otherwise, all the information is there for you to witness and for you to visualize. So it's not like you won't see this information. It's there. It's just most people don't know where to look for it. And that's one of the main things. It's just like they don't know where to look for it. So since they don't know where to look for it, it makes it difficult for people to find out, like, hey, well, what am I doing? How am I doing this? Or where can I find this information? So if you go to congress.gov, let me share my screen. One moment. Oh, I'm sharing my own screen. No, that's not the one. Hold on. I thought I changed it. 1 second. Should be showing. Okay, now you should be seeing it on the screen. So if you have it on there, you should be able to see the information that I am showing you guys. So basically this is the spreadsheet. It's metaphorical. Oh, that wouldn't be a bad idea though, because that would actually help people when it comes to increasing the ability for people to actually see what's going on. Imagine actually having a board of all your representatives and the whole state, and then, put in the dots so that people can actually see the thing. That would actually be a great video, Lizette. Take a whole lot of fucking time, but it would be a pretty good video. That would actually be pretty good. I wouldn't be that wouldn't be bad to do. So you could go on the house. So this is basically, so this is what we're gonna do, y'all. So I'm gonna break it down to you on screen so that way you can see what I'm doing, and you can see, if you want to follow along, you can follow along. Like I said, you can go and check us out on our different platforms. We're live streaming on these different platforms, so you can see all of this right now. So that way you can see everything that's going on, and you'll be able to see what it is I am showing you guys, so that way you can get a visualization of it. Let me make sure to make this a bit smaller, because it seems to be, why is it doing that? No, well, we'll run with it like that. So right now, if you are watching on the screen, you should be able to see what I have. So I am currently on congress.gov, right? So if you're on congress.gov, I know this one is not going to blow up on TikTok. Like I said, I don't really give a shit, because the thing is I can't really show you on TikTok without having TikTok on my computer. And when TikTok is blocking out videos and stopping videos and stopping people from visualizing stuff, it's kind of hard to push stuff out on there when you make videos on there. So as you continue on this, you can go to congress.gov, right? So that's an easy type in. You can just type in, well, I'm also recording this. So let me see if I can record it. You know what? That's what I'm going to do. But I need to make sure this is fit into the screen so that I can record it, and I'll make a video off of it like that. Yeah, we can do it like that. So I'll record a vertical of it also. Hopefully that doesn't mess up my whole thing, because I'm recording on two different places. But oh no, it's not going to be a green screen feature, because I can just record it in vertical mode and it'll be able to show everything that I'm doing right now. So this will be an easy way of showing people how you see who voted and who didn't vote on the Congress Act, right? So if you're new to this, you go to congress.gov, which is congress.gov. You could type that into any web browser and you go from there. The easiest way to find this right now, since this just happened yesterday, what you would do is right here it says recent, and then you click on yesterday in Congress. So after you click on yesterday in Congress, it'll basically give you a breakdown of all the different things like action on legislation, and you can browse by the date. So it'll show you the past 3 days first, and then you can go through and visualize the rest of the month. So you have the first 3 days of the month of March, because we've only had those 3 days. They've only been in session those 3 days. But then you can go back and you can check every single thing if you want to. You can check the first session. You can check the second session. So you can get into all of these to check how it's being done. So what we're going to do is it was a House vote. So we'll go on the House on the floor. You would click on House. So when you click on that, it gives you a breakdown of these are the bills that were voted on in the House yesterday. The one we are paying attention to is House Resolution 1100 or 1100. If you want to look that up also, you can just type that up at the top bar where it says current Congress, and they'd be able to pull it up for you at the same time. So when you click on that, House Resolution 1100, directing the Committee on Ethics to preserve and publicly release records of the committee's review of violations or alleged violations of Clause 9 as it pertains to acts of sexual harassment, and Clause 18 of Rule 23 of the Rules of the House of Representatives. Just to continue, the sponsor of this bill was Representative Nancy Mace from South Carolina. She introduced it yesterday to the committee, the House of Ethics. The latest action, it basically says 3-4 yesterday, motion to reconsider laid on the table, agreed to without objections. The interesting part and the best part about going on congress.gov is that you can go to a roll call vote. So since there was action done on this, you can go to the roll call vote, and the roll call vote will give you that information. So now that you go on that, we click on one roll call vote. Here you have actions, you have roll number 83, you have ethics, you have all this information here, right? So what you do is since they did take action on it, roll number 83. So you would scroll down, go to roll number 83 and click on it. This gives you an exact breakdown of everyone who voted and how they voted. Now, this summary is basically a way of showing you how this happens. So this is something that is important for veterans watching, for people that are just interested in how Congress goes about stuff. When it comes to any legislation, you can go ahead and do this for every legislation. It is not something different. So any legislation, like let's say the veterans, like let's say one of the major things going on is the Major Richard Starr Act, which would allow medically retired veterans to receive their retirement pay without offsetting their disability pay. Now, in order to see who's voting yay and who's voting no, this is important because most of the time they just tell you a vote was had, but they don't specify who voted how, who voted for what, who voted against what. So when you scroll down this, you start seeing that, oh, okay, here's the breakdown. The breakdown of passed House. So these are the people that said yes, and then these are the people that say no. There was one person that decided to be present and did not vote. Then you had 5 Democrats that didn't vote. You had not 4 Republicans that didn't vote. So they basically didn't go through and vote, even though they were present. So all of those people were present. 5 Democrats didn't vote, and 4 didn't. So out of the yay, or the people that said yes, there was 182. Out of the people that, out of the Republicans, it was 175. With the nays basically saying no to this was 27 Democrats and 38 Republicans. Because the thing is with this, you got to remember, people are going to try to push it out and say that, oh, this person voted this way or this person voted that way. No, now you have a verifiable way of visualizing how people voted. So when you go down the line, it'll tell you who voted. It was 357 total. And then you can just start going down the list. If you want to look for somebody specifically, you can make it even that much easier. You can search by their name if you know your representative. You can search by party, which it has it broken down by Democrat, Republican, Independent, Libertarian, New Progressive, or Independent Democrat. You can break it down by state. So if you just want to look at your state information, you could do so also. And then yes or no votes. I'm in the state of Kansas, so I want to see how the people in Kansas voted. So I can go to Kansas. So now that I'm in Kansas, it shows 4 different representatives. So we have one Democrat, Sharice Davids, voted yeah. Ron Estes voted yeah. Tracy Mann voted yeah. Derek Schmidt, for some reason, voted no. Now, why? That's the one thing I would love to know, and one thing I think they should put on there is the reason why they voted this way. So that way people can understand why it is they voted this way. Because a lot of the times these votes happen and people just cast their vote and you don't know why they feel that way. I think that should be something assigned to these votes. Would it delay the stuff? Most likely. But these people don't work for most of the fucking year, so I don't see how it'd be any slower to fucking do anything. They don't work for most of the year. They still get paid more than everybody does in the country by 3 times the average amount. So why ain't we asking them and verifying why it is? Like I said, I wanted to do some creative journalism today. Because, you know, a lot of stuff gets portrayed in a certain way where it's just beneficial to some people and not beneficial to others. So that's something you got to pay attention to. That's something that is just like, hey, I wanted to see what that is. But hey, that's Kansas. Anybody got any other states that they want to know how their representative votes? You could go ahead and ask. Or you could just log on to congress.gov, go through the tutorial I just showed, and then it'll be, hey, this is what you got. So that's the easiest way of doing it. But yay and nay. So who voted no? Who doesn't want to release this information? So now we can go back to who voted no. And you can also download this information. So it's information you can find. So that's something that you can do easily. But here you have a breakdown of who said no. Because remember, there was how many votes? That's right. 65 votes that said no, we don't want to release this information. Why wouldn't you want to release this information? Why wouldn't you want it that all this information is notated and documented when you are using it? Like I said, this happens with every vote. Whenever they have a roll call and a vote for all these actions, this information is viable and this information is there for you to use. So keep that in mind when you ever have a bill that's proposed or something like that, and you see that they passed it or they denied it, whatever the justification may be, you can always log into congress.gov, find out where it happened, find out who voted which way, and then you know who you have to make a phone call to or who you have to speak to in order to get stuff fixed. So yeah, that makes it a lot simpler for people to understand, because a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people don't visualize that and they don't have that. But here's the breakdown. You got, because remember, you had 27 Democrats say no, and you had 38 Republicans say no, which is interesting. The thing I'm trying to figure out is are the ones that said no the ones that want the stuff released? Because that's the one thing I've had some confusion on. The people that said no to this are the people that want it to happen or don't want it to happen. Give me 1 second, y'all. Yeah. So that's the one confusing part that I had about this. Because the resolution does say, if you go back to the resolution, it does say directing the committee on us to preserve and publicly release the records of the committee's review of violations or alleged violations of Clause 9. So is it that they are saying, no, we don't want this, or yes, we don't want this? Because this is the breakdown of it. So you can also go and you can also see what the resolution states. That's the other thing that you can also do when you go on these on congress.gov. You can see this information plain as day so that way there's no surprises. So you can see what it is somebody proposed, what it is that's there. In this situation, this bill is short. When they want to talk about, let's say, like the big, beautiful bill that's 900 pages, they'll have the text there. But most of the time, these people receive this the day before. Now, I know a lot of people have good reading skills, but I can assure you most of these representatives and senators and congressmen, they can't read that fucking fast. Shit, some of them can barely stand. Some of them need wheelchairs. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I know most of these people can't read. Some of them only got a GED. So you're not going to tell me you have a high level of reading content, or maybe you do. I can't say they don't. But to read 900 pages in a matter of hours, I don't think anybody, even people that read the fastest, have that ability. And then they propose to vote on it right then after. That's kind of questionable if you ask me. But here it is what it says. Directing the committees on ethics to preserve and publicly release records of committees, like what it is, whereas there's no place for sexual harassment or unwelcome sexual advances in the House of Representatives. Whereas Clause 9 of Rule 23 of the Rules of House provides member, delegate, resident commissioner, officer, or employee of the House may not discharge and may not refuse to hire an individual or otherwise discriminate against an individual with respect to compensation, terms, conditions, or privileges of employment because of the race, color, religion, sex, including marital or parental status, sexual orientation, gender identity, disability, age, or national origin of such individual, including by committing an act of sexual harassment against such individual. Or national origin of such individual, including by committing an act of sexual harassment against such individual. Whereas Clause 18 of Rule 23 of the House of the Rules provides a member, delegate, or resident commissioner may not engage in a sexual relationship with any employee of the House who works under the supervision of the member, delegate, or resident commissioner, or who is an employee of a committee on which the member, delegate, or resident commissioner serves. Whereas Clause 18b of Rule 23 of the House of Rules provides a member, delegate, resident commissioner, officer, or employee of the House may not engage in unwelcome sexual advances or conduct towards another member, delegate, resident commissioner, officer, or employee of the House. Whereas sexual harassment and unwelcome sexual advances by member, delegates, or resident commissioners in violation of Clause 9 and Clause 18 of Rule 23 of the Rules of the House affect the safety, dignity, and the integrity of the proceedings of the House of Representatives. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Committee on Ethics shall, so this is what she's proposing, preserve all documents and investigative materials related to any violations or alleged violations of Clause 9 as it pertains to acts of sexual harassment. Clause 18 or any other clause to the extent an act of sexual harassment, unwelcome sexual advance, or sexual assault constituted a violation or alleged violation of such clause of Rule 23 of the House Rules of Member by a member, delegate, or resident commissioner. 2. Not later than 60 days after the date of the adoption of this resolution, make publicly available all final reports, or in such cases where there is not a final report, the most recent draft report, conclusions, recommendations, exhibits, and attached or accompanying materials with the personally identifiable information of victims, alleged victims, and witnesses redacted. Related to the committee's investigation into violations or alleged violations of Clause 9, as it pertains to sexual harassment, or Clause 18 or any other clause to an extent of sexual harassment, unwelcome sexual advance, or sexual assault constituted a violation or alleged violation of such clause of Rule 23 by member or thing. So basically, from what I'm reading, is basically that she wants that anytime any one of these clauses is broken or somebody decides to sexually harass anybody from one side or the other, that information becomes readily available for the public to see. So a easier way to basically announce this. What Nancy Mace wants is in the case of, let's say, Matt Gaetz. When Matt Gaetz was going to be appointed as Attorney General, Matt Gaetz was under investigation for soliciting minors. Under this clause, under this resolution, the public would have had all that information available to obtain and read and view. Whereas right now, Matt Gaetz is known to have solicited a minor, and that's why he took back his basically that's why he took back, his appointment because of that. So basically, in the case of Matt Gaetz, where people knew that he was investigated for soliciting a minor while trying to be appointed for Attorney General, under this resolution by Nancy Mace, that information would be made public. So literally, Matt Gaetz's information in that investigation would have been found. What's up, DJ? So basically, Nancy Mace is trying to push a trying to push the Committee of Ethics to preserve and publicly release records of the committee's review of violations or alleged violations. So basically, it would be a rundown where you would get information basically stating who committed sexual assault, who committed sexual harassment, or who alleged it, but then it would visualize it. So basically, it's a way of saying, like, hey, with this, we will be able to see whoever has committed some sort of sexual harassment, whoever's harassed somebody, or whoever sexually assaulted anybody within Congress. So basically, instead of it being that congressmen and congresswomen are not able to do so, people would be able to view it publicly. So that way you would be able to see the information and obtain it and know, okay, so and so was caught or accused of sexual harassment by this person. So and so was caught by this person, and so on and so forth. So that way the information would be put out there and people would be able to know why so and so was taken off, or why so and so was accused, or what report, what investigation was done to find this. So basically, it's more, again, a transparency act kind of thing. The same thing that was kind of produced with the Epstein files, but with the Epstein files, you had stuff redacted that wasn't supposed to be redacted. So basically, if anybody was known for misconduct, the public would now have that information to go and verify what happened. So that's what I wanted to do, and I wanted to show that and highlight that through congress.gov, and I wanted to do that. So I wanted to do, an investigative or I wanted to do some journalism where I just wasn't giving you the vote numbers, where a lot of people were just doing that. If you see a lot of the videos and a lot of the stuff, they're just telling you, oh my God, they voted 357 to 65 for this, but they don't tell you who the people are. They never go in depth and they never explain who it is. Well, the roll call is here. There's 10 people that didn't vote. The one that was present and didn't vote, and then 9 that didn't vote. And you can go down the list and you can find whoever they want, because they're in alphabetical order too. So you can go down the list and see who voted yes, who voted no. You got everybody there. Anybody specific that you're looking for, you will be able to find. You will be able to find their name. Like I said, you can minimize it and filter it out by party, state, and how they voted. So if we want to see who was present and didn't vote, that was Brad Knott from North Carolina, which was present but chose not to vote. Now, if you want to see for the people that didn't vote at all, you had people, let's see, you had 5 Democrats and 4 Republicans that didn't vote. You have Indiana, Oregon, Texas, Illinois, Missouri, Washington, and California. Like I said, it breaks it down in alphabetical order, so you will be able to obtain this and you will get that information. That's all I wanted to do today, really. I just wanted to show y'all that y'all can go in and observe all this stuff. The same way you can go on congress.gov. If I want to do a different thing, let's talk about what happened yesterday in Congress. Which one was the one we had? It was a war, the war resolution, or which one was it that y'all I forget what it was, because they go through a lot of votes if you look at it. These are all the different votes that they go through. So most of the time you do see that a lot of votes are happening, but a lot of the time some votes, they just don't do anything. See, it's just like, look at this. This was just to improve the bill. An amendment. So sometimes it's them saying, hey, I want to add this. I want to add that to the bill. But that'll be stated on there so that you know what it is that they're doing. So that way it's not like you just caught in the wind and the news says, oh my God, they voted this way. I was just like, well, tell me who voted. You know what I'm saying? Like, tell me who did this. Tell me who wanted to do this. Tell me who chose to vote this way so that I know who chose to vote this way. But most people don't do that. And that's where we run into that problem where we don't know who voted what way. We don't know who is trying to be successful, who's trying to push this, who's trying to push that. And I was just like, I should be able to put on the Major Richard Star. Let's see. Major Richard Star Act, sponsor, introduced, and then you'll see it's introduced because it got reintroduced. So this was introduced on March 13 of 2025. It was read twice and referenced to the Committee on Armed Services. Then you can go to actions. Read twice and that's it. So basically what would help the veterans that need that, and it'll be there. And it proposes the bill. It tells you why the Major Richard Star Act is, what it does and what it benefits veterans. So that way you can see like, hey, how come my representative isn't doing anything about this? How come my representative isn't making phone calls? How come he's not making waves on this? How come he knows he can help veterans? How come he's not pushing for this to be pushed further? Because Senator Blumenthal is part of the Veteran Affairs Committee. He's a Democrat. Don't really care at this point if they're Democrat or not, but to amend Title 10 United States Code to provide for concurrent receipt of veterans' disability compensation and retired pay for disability retirees with combat-related disabilities and for other purposes. So it basically states what they want to do, and it's been there. This was last year it was proposed. I spoke on this and I didn't make a big video. I just made a live and I spoke on it during a live where, hey, this was a video that was announced. Give me a second, y'all. I gotta make a quick phone call. I'll be right back. All right, so we may not be going too long today because of the fact that we got some car issues going on and we got to get our car's getting fixed right now. We're doing our maintenance on it, so I might have to cut out to go get the car. So we'll see, but that's a different thing. But like I said, today, if you notice, the House convened at 10 a.m. Eastern time. So that means they've been doing stuff for whatever amount of time. You can just check that out, and it's in session. So we can actually watch what they're doing, but they don't actually give you the live streaming is also available on Clerk YouTube channel. Well, how about that? The House is in recess, so these people work for 30 minutes and said, we got to go. But this is something that you can watch also. This is something that is made publicly available for you to watch what's going on. So you can see, and that's all in the video. That's all showing how to do it. And you can see how this is. And it shows you what it is. And it shows you what it is you need to watch. It's in recess, so it's paused right now, but you can just basically visualize and see what it is that they're doing and watch them throughout the process if you choose to do so. And that happens on both. What up, Vegas? And it was just like, so that's something that most people don't do and don't tend to know how to do. I've made a couple of videos on that, but the thing is for most of the time, those videos do not get pushed as much because then that would mean that people have readily available information to obtain. And like I said, this was just a video showing how the Committee on Alleged or Violations of Sexual Harassment within the House of Representatives. Now, keep this in mind. This was for the House of Representatives. This doesn't mean the Senate, meaning two different things. Meaning that Nancy Mace produced this House of Ethics resolution for the House of Representatives. She didn't introduce this for the Senate also. That would then mean that somebody in the Senate would have to either reciprocate something like this or create something like this to make this visible. So keep that in mind. That's how they differentiate the stuff. So if this were to pass and were to work, it gets seen on one side, but it doesn't get seen on the other. So that's something to also keep in mind. Those are things, those are factors that people need to keep in mind when it comes to this, because those are things that most people don't visualize and don't see. Like I said, any bill, anything that is going on congress.gov, you can see that. Like I said, if you are watching on the other platforms, you can see what I'm doing. But that's mostly it. That's usually how it just goes. And we'll go back to our just chatting, because that's all I wanted to show people. I wanted to make sure that people were able to visualize how to go through the process of finding a bill, seeing what the bill states, and then going back and actually seeing how they voted on the bill. So that way you are aware of what your representation is doing. Because the thing is you can't be upset at your representation if you are saying, oh man, this person voted this way, but he actually voted how you would have wanted them to vote. So this way it was just like, oh, okay, this is what's happening. This is the ongoing process. This is what you see. This is what you get, which is one of the things that is not always visualized and it's not always available to people. And that's one thing that people need to realize, that a lot of the time this information is there for you to have. You can get this information, and this information is going to be valuable to you, so that way you understand what's going on, because otherwise you won't know and you don't know. And that's why I say, for veterans, if you paid attention to this video and you watched this video, this is something that'll be important for you, because then this way when you see any information that comes from this, it will be able to benefit you. It will be able to assist you. You will be able to find any bill that's proposed, any bill that you yourself know has been proposed, and you want to see where it's sitting at. Like I said, case in point, the Major Richard Starr Act. It's been in Congress for a year now, almost to the day, and nothing has been done. Nothing has been changed. It hasn't been pushed forward. So when they say that they want to take care of the military and take care of veterans, that's what you need to pay attention to. Because the thing is they say a lot. Our representation says a lot. What are they actually doing? So keep that in mind. So Betterware project, I will be cutting this one off from there, and then we will continue on our other platforms to get into other talks. So I appreciate everybody that stopped by on the Betterware project. Video will be up later on today, so just make sure to watch it there. If not, we will be switching over to our CruzTalks one, and I think I can redirect it from here. Let me see if I can do that. Redirect. Oh yeah, you can do it. Nice. Yeah, so we'll do that, and then it'll become a political talk on that one. So now I know that I can do that. I'll be switching that. And we will be switching off of this one. So appreciate y'all. See you on the next one. All right, so we ended that one. Because that one, that's mostly what I wanted to do with that. So that way, if people want to see that, they can visualize it and see. It is coming from this one. So now it's basically our cruise talks. Now I can talk the shit I want to talk because I just want to. I think that's what I think the basis will be going forward. That is like, yeah, I'm gonna be talking. Try to do something like at least a introduction part where I do some sort of research that helps veterans or whoever, and then from there switch over to talking shit about MAGA. So that way it's two different things. And if they want to continue that, it's crazy. Um yes, Vegas, I did see that. I did witness that service member, that Marine getting his arm broken. I did see a congressman committing assault. Because literally that congressman had no reason, no justifiable cause to involve himself in that action at all. No justifiable reason at all. I wouldn't say that's a felony, Soggy. That would be assault. It would be charged as assault. If that Marine chooses to thing, he can claim assault because they broke his arm. So that's the thing. It was just like, was that force necessary? No. And I made one small video on it, and I have no peace. It's the thing is they're gonna. The problem with what happened is that he did that, and he was basically removed for being able to. You haven't seen it, DJ. That's the thing. They have been trying to minimize it. One of the video I reposted was the Marine. So somehow, some way, TikTok decided to send me the Marine's page. So that video that I reposted of the Marine, that's him. And that's him before he went into the Senate hearing. Somehow, some way, the guy only had like 3,000 followers. That's probably going to be higher now. But the Marine's profile got pushed onto my page. Oh no, I saw the video first. I saw the video first on TikTok. I forget, it was a news channel though. So that's one thing. If it's certain news channels, they won't get, covered as much. But that was one thing I did notice, that it wasn't there. After that, I haven't seen any other videos doing it. That's something I haven't seen. I have not seen other videos portraying it or showing it how it should be. So that's one of the things that is just like important to realize. That part I did not see. I didn't see anything else on that. I didn't see anything else. But I saw the video, and you can hear the guy's arm snap. Well, that's the things, Vegas, is like we have to keep talking about it. But the thing is TikTok. That's why I said I am doing these lives, and I'm doing it on multiple platforms. Because now I'm realizing is that it seems like TikTok knows when I'm multi-streaming or not. Because you saw how many people I had in here yesterday. And that was because I was strictly on TikTok. When I was strictly on TikTok, you saw how many viewers this shit went up to. I haven't had that many viewers in a while. Or maybe it was the time. Maybe it was the time. Maybe because I did it right on 4 or 5, maybe I caught more people at that time. Because we had the MAGA bots coming in here strong, and I haven't seen those guys in a while. So maybe Oracle just got some new funding or something. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. But in that case, that was just like, oh, okay, this is what's going on. So I saw that and I was just like, oh, this is weird. No, I didn't get kicked out yesterday night. I was streaming fine. I actually at the end I ended it with like I think it was like 50 something viewers, and when I ended the live, so I got pushed yesterday, but that was because I was talking the shit I used to talk. And I was just talking shit to them, and they kept on with the whole Epstein, and they were just being dumb as usual. I was just like, that's why, but that's also the reason why y'all don't see me posting as much. What got over 300K? Your video got over 300K? Nice. Let's go, Vegas. He said, make it stop. Why, bro? Just keep on. Hey, man, if you get in something that's clicking like that, keep at it, man. Keep at it. That's what you got to do. You got to keep at it. I was like, hey, whatever you said, it resonated with people and people started listening to it. And that's what you need. You need videos to do that. That's what it is. That's what you need. When you get an opportunity to make a video and people keep seeing it, it was just like, hey, ride that wave and keep talking about it. Keep talking about the issues you want to talk about. Because then the thing is you're gonna get more people to actually see what it is you're talking about. Because those 300,000 views, if people watching it and people rewatched it and people following you, they gonna come back. That's the same thing that happened with me. It was just like me, y'all see how I am. I'm as honest as I can be. It was just like, what up, Des? And I keep on talking the same way. I'm not gonna change who I am, but that's what it is. Some videos they get views. Most of my videos only get like 300 something views now. The most informative shit I got. Yeah, see, it's gonna happen. The thing is you gotta remember they do this as a process with a lot of. This is something that I've realized also with TikTok. TikTok likes to give people that don't have the viewership crazy videos sometimes. Cause the thing is it makes you want to make more videos. Cause look, you got 300,000 views, you got over 1,000 followers. For you to get paid, you still need 10,000 followers. So they know you ain't getting paid till then. So they're gonna try to blow up your shit till then. And then once you make it, they're gonna be like, "No, we ain't pushing this dude." Which I hope isn't the case though. I hope it does keep blowing up and you make some money off of these videos. But that's the thing. That video right now, you ain't gonna make nothing off of it. The same way I make nothing off of that video when I showed the dude getting shot in the face and I took that video down. I took that video down because I was just like, nah, I'm not doing this shit. And then it was just like I didn't get paid for any of that. And that shit ended up with like 100 something thousand views. And I was just like, oh, okay, fine. But keep doing what you're doing, man. That's what you gotta do. You gotta keep on pushing. Especially with this administration, because they're trying to, bro, the amount of videos, you know how many times lately I've been scrolling on TikTok and what I see is a black screen. So at first it was, video stopping or the video just skipping itself. Now I'm getting completely black screens with the same TikTok music. So somebody's video was trying to be shown to me, but it's getting completely blacked out and not showing. Why? I don't know. That I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why that is. What you want, cat? Mm. It's not time for you to eat, bro. You gonna starve for another hour. A video vanish? Yeah, so it was about the Epstein. Oh, that's what I'm saying. They are trying to limit what you do. That's why I'm saying, like, when I'm doing these streams now, I am streaming on multiple platforms because at the end of the day, the videos I make are not getting pushed. I was like, look at the video I made about Pete Hegseth and how he made a statement. All of that was factual information, bro. Fuck you want, bro? You've been annoying lately. You know that? It's getting warm outside, and he wants to go do hood rat activities outside. They hear you purring. Whoever's watching on TikTok and YouTube can hear you purring. You want to do hood rat things with his hood rat friends outside. Because the cats have a neighbor and the cat he's an outdoor, well, it's not an outdoor cat, but he's always outdoors. So this one thinks that he's gonna join the thing, and I was like, nah, you ain't. You ain't going out to the hood to be a hoodlum. You see this motherfucker? Say something then. If you want to be on the mic, say something. Yeah, a hood cat. Motherfucker just be terrorizing everything outside in the street. Yeah, he wanna be part of the gang. Cause the other one is it's a younger cat too. Cause I got two cats. The other one is an old cat. This is a younger cat. He's gonna be one next month, and their cat I think is gonna be like closing on two. So it's a cat that's around his age. So he's just like, is that a scratch? Nah, I give him enough catnip to leave my ass alone. It's the one thing you can do with these cats. Give them some catnip, and they'll play and then be passing the fuck out quick. Appreciate it, political. But that's the thing. So you want me to pet you here, but then when I try to pet you here, you want me to stop. Which one is it? Because you probably do have a scratch here, and I'm bothering it. Why you always want to do this when I have like a shirt that'll show all your damn hair? Like, damn, bro. I'm going to. I may be in New York next week, so might do a little scouting report, do some reconnaissance. He said I'm in witness protection from who? Who the? I ain't running from nobody. Fuck all that shit. He said witness protection. I ain't running from nobody. Where who? Nah, I didn't want. That's the thing. I was just like here. I got a barber that's who I usually go to. But the thing is he's a good barber, so a lot of people go to him. So when it's like trying to get a haircut, it's like damn near impossible to schedule one at a reasonable like date and shit. So it's just like instead of me waiting and looking like I'm homeless or some shit, I'd just rather look like I'm fucking going through some shit. So people leave me the fuck alone. I get left alone either way. It was a damn. He went baldy or he looked like he homeless. People leave me alone. See, it's quick. Bro, don't be giving no Soggy. Don't do that. Don't give him no damn ideas. I don't want this damn cop biting on my shit. Let him go to sleep. That's what he wants to do. He just likes to sleep on people. I'll let him do that. Don't give him no damn ideas about eating this microphone. Cause I'll whoop his ass. He gonna get a quick shower. I need to give him a good grooming though. He's not used to being groomed like that, so I gotta do that. But that was mostly it. Besides that, I didn't have too much. I didn't have too much to say today. That was mostly it. That was mostly how many times you bathe them? Rarely. I don't really bathe my cats. When they fuck up, they get a bath. They do a pretty good job of cleaning themselves. This one has learned from the older one how to clean himself pretty good, so I don't have to worry about it. But if they misbehave, like you start doing some random shit, you start climbing on the table and taking food, yeah, you get a shower. And then you know how their punishment is they have to dry themselves. Cause I wash them, use good fucking the little cat shampoo we have. I'll give them a nice good shower, clean them all up. They look all shiny and shit. But you wet. Now you gonna spend the next 2 hours drying yourself. Cause I ain't gonna dry you. Cause I know for the next 2 hours you're gonna be so concerned with how wet you are that you ain't gonna try to fuck with anything else. This dude, he falling asleep. He's literally on my lap, just falling asleep. Yeah, I'm talking about you, bro. Go, go investigate. Joe Nosy has. Yeah, the blow dryer. Well, the thing is I actually bought one of those TikTok shop, the grooming things off of TikTok shop. That shit actually works pretty fucking well. This one isn't used to it. The other cat, as soon as he hears it, he runs towards it to just get groomed. This one is still like, this shit is too loud for me. I don't like this. See, so DJ, what my wife did was she bought like a bag, like a cat bag that you can put them in there so that way they ain't going all buck wild and crazy and trying to claw the life out of you. So it's like a little bag you put them in and you can shower them and wash them with that. Come on, Dez, you already know the answer to that. You already know. MAGA don't feel any different. MAGA feel the same damn way. MAGA don't change. Republicans different thing. Oh, your cat busted out that damn bag. You got a thug. That's not a cat. That's a thug. She said my cat busted out there. That's a thug. That's not a fucking cat. That's a thug. That shit really. That's how you know they really hate fucking. But so this is what I ended up doing at one point too. You see when they sit down and they loaf, put pressure on the back hip and hold them down. It's kind of tough, but you put enough pressure on their back where they have no way of moving, like they can't move the back. Yeah, mine is 20 pounds. I know what you're dealing with. What I did was I put him in the bag and I just held him by his back, like the lower back and his legs. You just put pressure on there so that he has no way of moving his back legs. And you do it that way, and it's just like Nick Fuentes. What about Nick Fuentes? Didn't Nick Fuentes? I heard he said something about he turned on the Trump administration. Like we need to get rid of MAGA now. Oh no, we trim. My wife does that. She'll trim nails and stuff like that. And the small one growls a bit, but he doesn't act up. The older one, he already knows. He's like, man, fuck this shit. Just hurry up. You see that? He's a Democrat now. Wow, we didn't see that coming. We didn't see that coming, right, guys? We didn't see that coming. We didn't see all all the Republicans becoming independents now. We didn't see that coming. Like we didn't see that coming, right? All the Republicans are independent or they're um undecided now, right? All of a sudden. He said don't vote in the midterms, but if you do vote Democrat. The thing is I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't like it. I got a bad feeling. I don't like it. I got a bad feeling about it and I don't like it. I might vote Republican. I know that's crazy to say, right? I might vote Republican. Cause the way these motherfuckers is fucking shit up on purpose to make you vote for a Democrat on purpose is not sitting right with me. Nah, Saki, I'm okay. It's just not sitting right with me. All of a sudden now, all of a sudden now, everybody's like, oh, you should vote Democrat. You should vote Democrat. Who the fuck are y'all endorsing? Because I don't want to vote for them. You see what I'm saying? Y'all didn't want to fucking listen to us. Now you telling us you're gonna vote Democrat for people? That don't sit right with me. It just don't. It was like, who are y'all pushing? Because y'all pushing probably some fake ass Democrats that are Republicans hiding, but you gonna say they Democrats so that you can vote for them because you know you're not gonna win as a Republican. You just know you're not gonna win as a Republican, and that's the part that doesn't sit well with me. That's the part I'm having a problem with. Not to say I'm actually go out and vote Republican, but the way they're trying to, change it up and be like, oh, you should vote Democrat now. I don't know. Well, no, yeah, that's why you have to research people. But that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. Do y'all understand where I'm coming from though? It's just like that's how I feel about it. It was just like these motherfuckers is up to something. Y'all doing all this shit, and now all of a sudden you've been fucking. What's up, Brian? Yes, that is true. That is true. You should vote Democrat, but not any Democrat. But that's the thing. To have a person that was ridiculing, hating, discouraging, just like condescending, anything towards any Democrat, any liberal, and now all of a sudden you saying vote liberal, y'all trying something. There's some funny shit going on. I was like, there's some fishy shit going on. Oh, I know Trump didn't show up. Nobody did. Not Trump, not the vice president, not the Secretary of War showed up for the soldiers being brought back in the coffins. You said, Dez, I'm playing 3D chess, bro. I'm just saying the thing is these motherfuckers will claim to be playing 5D chess, but I'm smarter. So that's why it's just like this shit don't sit right with me. And then Kamala Harris endorsed James Tallarico. I don't like it. Yeah, you saw that white MAGA lady who was crying, saying she regretted it, and now MAGA, but Dems being mean to her. Fuck her. Fuck I care. Go cry somewhere else. You reap what you sow. It was like it took you a whole year. Yeah, oh, I don't know how true that is, Brian, but I saw something saying that she endorsed Tallarico. I don't know. It was probably on TikTok or some shit. So you can't trust anything anymore. But exactly, I ain't giving no sympathy. If you want sympathy from me as a MAGA person that feels bad about what they did, you should be the one outside protesting. You should be the one outside protesting. Now, I ain't requiring no tears. I require you to go do the protesting that the people that were telling you this shit was going to happen have been doing. I need you in the front lines now. I need you know what? I need y'all storming the Capitol again. I believe you then. I believe you no longer MAGA when you storm the Capitol again. You storm the Capitol again? We peoples. But if you ain't storming the Capitol, is Tallarico that bad? I don't know. I'm not from Texas. I didn't pay too much for it. A legal avenue for what? All you gotta say, you MAGA and you get pardoned, DJ. You ain't know that? What's up, Cobra? That's all you gotta say. You gotta. James Tallarico is still a white man. He's a pastor. and he says all the right things. He's a very, the one thing about him is he's a very open-minded person. Yes, the support around Tallarico was very white, but I had that conversation yesterday, Vegas. Jasmine Crockett was not going to win. People want to be naive about it. Jasmine Crockett was never going to win. She was never going to win. He does take money, Sagi. He does take money. There's been shown that he has taken money. I think with Jasmine Crockett, she took money not directly from APAC, but from other places. But she's pro-Israel also. That's the thing. The thing that people don't understand is that Texas has been a Republican state for who knows how fucking long. Nobody likes Jasmine Crockett. If Texas didn't vote for Kamala Harris, which basically has the same makeup, the same resume as Jasmine Crockett, no, bro, it's not time for you to eat. Fuck out of here with your bullshit. Fucking cat. DJ, she is pro Israel. She is pro Israel. She's made plenty of remarks in committee hearings and stuff like that supporting Israel. But this mother, they've taken, most of these people nowadays have taken money. Bro, if you fucking turn my shit off, I'm gonna fuck you up. There ain't no food here. You ain't getting food for another hour, so you better go on with that shit. Yes, that's the thing, DJ. That's why she will never win. And that's what people need to understand. She doesn't advocate for the government all the time. She doesn't advocate for the citizens all the time. The thing is she's very critical of the government. And you should have already known that was going to be her disaster point. And that's what everybody should have realized was her disaster point. These frail ass white men don't like to be made to look small. None of these frail ass white men that have been in power like to be called out on their hypocrisy. Look at Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris was the complete opposite. Same educated woman, top person, attorney general, another lawyer, vice president, and they said she was ghetto. And they came out in droves to make Jasmine Crockett look like she was the worst of the worst because she called them out. That's why when people said, oh my God, you should vote for a thing, I was like, no, you should vote for James Tallarico. because Jasmine Crockett was not going to win the Senate regardless. James Tallarico has a better chance. Why? Because the thing is he can still reach some of those white people because he's white. This is this is where people need to learn that with politics, as people, we need to start playing 4D chess or 5D chess, whatever the fuck Trump says. Yes, Vegas, I spoke about that yesterday. That's the reason why she made the push to go to Senate, because her district seat does not exist anymore. So come after these fucking elections, after 2026, at the beginning of 2027, she will not be a representative. That's why I said what she should have been doing right now is she should have been supporting James Tallarico and helping her constituents vote for him so that he can get the foot in the door for Democrats and then have her run in 2028 with a Democrat in place already. Because then with James Tallarico in place, then you can try to change it because now you already have a Democrat in Congress, which makes it a lot easier for him to sponsor Jasmine Crockett to become the second seat in Congress. But here you are again, like most Democrats doing it. That's the thing. The thing is DJ, a lot of these people shady regardless. But the thing is the only way to get Jasmine Crockett in there is you gotta do shady shit too. You gotta play the mind games the same way the Republicans do. No way in hell was Jasmine Crockett going to win a stand-up vote against a white man in Texas. Let's be honest here. Let's be honest. No way in hell was Jasmine Crockett going to be a white man in Texas when Texas has been Republican and Texas has a lot of racists. Ain't hell no way. Yeah, no way in hell's Tallarico gonna win now because you already divided the Democratic Party. Because Jasmine Crockett knew damn well she wasn't gonna win Senate. But the thing is if you really for the party and you really for change, you have to start putting people that can make change whichever way possible to make bigger changes. The same way these Republicans work in policies where they have this one policy that they signed 3 years ago, planning to fucking make changes 5 years ago, that's how we got to play it as Democrats. Because otherwise, all we're going to do is fall into the same shithole we've been in. No, it's not the wrong attitude. Because the thing is James Tallarico is still a Democrat, right? James Tallarico doesn't agree with ICE. James Tallarico has no problem with the border. He's not going to win. And you thought Jasmine Crockett was? So you would rather vote for the person. That's the attitude that gets Democrats fucked over. Oh, since we knew he wasn't going to win, we're going to vote for Jasmine Crockett because she knows she's not going to win. It's always the supposed delusion. It's just like this is the same thing that happened with Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton. Everybody voted for Bernie Sanders. But what did the Democrats think? The Democrats thought that Hillary Clinton was a better fucking choice. And that one ended up happening. So instead of supporting the person that you knew could have won, you decided to go and change the shit. Man, I'm just blocking you because you just another one of those bots that likes to fucking talk bullshit. I ain't got time for the ignorance today. It's another one like the what's the other one? The Grace 123 is all these bots that come in, don't have a page, don't post anything, and it's just like, nah, I'm not listening to your stupidity anymore. How are you gonna say Bernie Sanders was never gonna be the nominee for the Democratic Party, but he was picked to be the nominee? I'm so tired of fucking these bots coming in here and people fucking dumb and shit. Like, yo, I studied fucking politics. That's what I got my master's degree in. And that's why I say the reason why I'm saying this shit, I know it sounds far fetched. But you think that fucking Project 2025 and the Heritage Foundation just started this shit in 2024? You don't think they thought about this when they were putting Mike Johnson in to win? All these other fucking dumb fucks. You don't think they were doing that in the previous election where nobody was paying attention to? There's a process to this. It's not a, oh, everybody's just gonna wake up and fucking do something. As you can see, that shit ain't happening now. They've been planning this, and it's the same thing the Democrats have to do. But you got too many dumb fucking Democrats. You got too many people that just want to go after. You know what it is? With Democrats, when they find somebody they want to idolize, they run with that person, even if they know that person's going to lose, instead of planning to build that person up. Because we can make Jasmine Crockett president. But what you doing now? She ain't winning this. She thought she was going to win. We could make Jasmine Crockett president, but it would take her deciding to run for president now and make it start rolling. There's no unity between the Democrats because the Democrats are selfish ass people. The people that are running for Democrat most of the time are selfish as hell. They want to see them come up. That's what I say with Jasmine Crockett. She's great, but she wants to see herself elevated. She wants to see the limelight. She wants to be the limelight. But in order to become that, you need to know how it is to be in the shadows. You need to know how to be in the background. You don't just become the conductor of the orchestra on day one because you just thought you did all this. No. You work your way through the process. You served in the House. Okay, now you were going to go to Senate. You know that wasn't going to happen. So what do? You keep on publicizing and you keep on working for it. Like, but that's the thing. Jasmine Crockett likes the limelight. She loves the limelight. Don't get me wrong. Who doesn't? Sometimes people enjoy the limelight, but she was not ready for this shit. Because you have to have a realistic thought process when it comes to this stuff. I'll say, especially when it comes to politics, you have to be fucking blunt and you have to be straight up. It's not that the whole two-party system isn't working, it's the part that the parties don't even work within themselves. The parties destroy each other. The Republican Party don't do that. The Republican Party will let a bunch of people in there and they know who's going to win and who's not. They push their support to who they know is going to win, but they don't stop other people from doing it. But you don't see them trying to cut the other people's throats off because it hurts their party. Where you have Jasmine Crockett fucking doing the fucking thing and she's just trying to tear James Tallarico down. The same way Tallarico didn't want to tear her down. He had to because he had to defend himself. But if you notice, if when it comes to politics, the Republican Party will not fucking tear down the other Republicans. The Democrats will tear down anybody. They will go for the jugular on another Democrat. So now you've put it so bad and made that other Democrat look bad that the person that did all the shit talking lost, and the person you got to pick from is the person that you just found out all the shit this person just tried to badmouth him with. So it's like, damn, I didn't want to vote for this person either, and now I don't want to vote for him worse because she made him look like shit. When do you see Republicans doing that to each other? The bashing needs to go to the other side. That's it. That's how simple it is with politics. You're of the party, right? Support your party. If you have people that are Democrats that ain't supporting Democrats, they're not Democrats. They're in it for themselves. Because at the end of the day, to be a public servant means that you are working for the collective, not working to get your name on the fucking placard. You working for the collective to make things better for everyone. Whether that means you have to give up your position and you have to allow somebody else to win, that's how you do it. Jasmine Crockett should have known, I ain't running for Senate. You know what? I'm going to push the people I still have in my district and push James Tallarico more. So that way we can have a more dominant Democratic Party. Because now what did you do? Now the people that voted for Jasmine Crockett most likely ain't going to want to fuck with James Tallarico. So now what do you have? Now you have Democrats that probably won't vote because they're going to be like, hey, look, I don't like Tallarico and I'm not voting Republican, so I'm not going to vote. Now what does that get us? Donald Trump in the fucking office. Same fucking shit. But people don't fucking reason it that way. People don't see it that way. That's why I was just like, nah. I was just like, no. The two-party system can work. You just got to pick right and work as a team. They lean, I understand that, DJ, but at the same time, those same Dems ain't fucking following another Dem because that same Dem badmouthed the other Dem. Now, look at the people that were following Jasmine Crockett, right? Like I said, how many of those are going to decide to vote for James Tallarico now? You saw some of the biggest turnout in Texas for Democrats. I bet you that shit goes down when it comes to the midterms in a couple of months. Because people are just going to be like, it is a mess all around, but that's the thing. Jasmine Crockett is still young. Jasmine Crockett isn't old. Look how old the fucking president is. Jasmine Crockett got time. She don't want to wait on it because she thinks she could just make it there. No, there's no set time for it. If you fall into the right position in the right place in the right state in the right thing, you can progress and you can make it faster in certain places. But in a state that you know is historically red, in a state that you know is fucking historically racist, you thought you was just gonna leapfrog everybody? That's not smart thinking. I'm sorry. I mean, it's just not. You knew you was not gonna be doing making waves when you are a representative from a district that no longer is a district. That restructuring and that gerrymandering wasn't done just to fucking get more seats. It was also to get rid of her seat. That's what it is. People need to understand that if we voting for the problem is voting Democrat, you have to vote for people that want the party and the country to succeed, not people that want to succeed. Yeah, it is Vegas. I ain't got the money for it, but I could direct it. But that's what it is. The Republican Party operates in a way that, hey, we don't give a fuck who's on there, but we gonna support them because they Republican. Look at best example, Matt Gaetz for attorney. After knowing that he was fucking soliciting minors, what did the Republicans do? He's Republican. Yay. Even though it was the worst fucking pick. You see my point, Vegas? Motherfuckers can't stand Cancun Cruz. I got the last name too, so that don't even help. But Cancun Cruz go to Cancun all the fucking time. But has he been voted out? No, because the Republican Party knows that they can push him, even though they don't agree with what he does. They don't like him. But he's a Republican, and he can keep power with Republicans. Democrats don't think that way. Look at another case in point. Zoran Mamdani, a Democrat, Democratic Socialist, whatever the fuck you want to call him. How many Democrats was just like, nah, this guy ain't it? How many Democrats didn't even want to endorse him? How many Democrats was just like, nah, well, we think Cuomo's the better. You see how that went? People voted for Mamdani because New York City's going to be Democratic anyway, and they knew who Mario Cuomo was. But Cuomo had sexual assault cases. Cuomo had to resign from being governor of the state. You see what I'm saying? That's it's not like I'm trying to portray like Jasmine Crockett can be a great politician. It wasn't her time yet. We need to sneak her through the ranks. We need a pusher through the background. Cuomo. Most people from New York didn't even know he was the governor. People outside the country didn't even know he had ran for governor and got fucking sexual harassment cases, and that's why he resigned from the position. Most people didn't fucking know that. Oh, let me see something real quick. Nope, not a phone call I need. Hold on, I got to. Can I pause this for 5 minutes? How do I pause the live? I need to pause the live because I need to make a quick phone call. Pause live. Hold on. All right. I'm not going to do anything. But see, that's what I'm saying. That's the rhetoric and the stuff that has to be pushed that people need to understand that it's not politics isn't as simple as people make it. That's the one thing. Politics is not as simple as people make it. There's a lot of stuff that goes into politics, especially when it comes to policies, when it comes to resolutions, when it comes to all that stuff, there's a lot of stuff that comes with policy and making policy work. And that's one of the things that most people don't realize and don't push as much. Is like that it happens a lot. There's a lot of stuff that happens. There's a lot of stuff to be seen. There's a lot of things that happen, but most people don't pay attention to it. There's a lot of stuff that happens with it that a lot of people don't pay attention to. So it's hard to make those changes, and it's hard to do those things because it's just like it's not as simple. It's not as simple to see. It's not as simple to do. It's not as simple to go through. Yeah, and that's definitely one of the things is most people don't. Politics is tough. Politics is tough. Politics is not something that just readily happens and it's easy to. It's like it is. So yeah, it literally is. You are trying to fix something throughout your city, your town, your state, whatever it is. You're working on a lot of things, but the thing is you have to see it in a progressive way. You have to see something when you are working on something in politics, when it comes to administration, it is with a end goal. You're setting an end goal when you're doing these things. It's not a to be successful with politics, it can't be a oh we're gonna do this right now and then um we'll figure it out later type shit. Sometimes that does work, but most of the time it does not. Most of the time there is a plan. When you look at your city, what your city's trying to create, what they're trying to develop, what they're trying to push, they have a plan in mind. When they start saying, hey, we're going to increase property taxes, it's because most likely they're going to start building more shit. So they need to find a way to fund this stuff. It's not that they just raising property taxes. It was like most of the time they are going to try to build more shit. Now, is it necessary shit? Is it unnecessary shit? It's different than where the hair go. I had to get a cut. I had to cut. That'll trim a bit. It'll grow back. It'll grow back. It's still there. But that's the thing that most people don't realize. It is a speaking of the Marine from yesterday is running for senator in North Carolina. Damn, that's some publicity right there, bro. That's some publicity. That looked like a publicity stunt now, Vegas. Now I'm starting to question that whole thing. That sound like a publicity stunt to me. A publicity stunt. Cause you running in North Carolina against the dude that assaulted you. Mm, damn. He couldn't have made that shit up. He didn't think his plan was gonna work that fucking well. But damn, that's some good publicity right there. I'm running against the dude that broke my arm when I was trying to speak out against him. If that's not a fucking slogan. Oh, it's not. Oh, I was about to say, damn, that would have been perfect. That would have been, yo, that would have been perfect. if that would have been the case, that shit would have been perfect. Oh, he's from a fuck Montana. Why's Montana a state? Don't they got like three people? Fuck, they need a representative for. For what? Like, why a representative? What? That's crazy. That's crazy. Let me see. Can I edit this while I'm streaming? I might be able to do that. See if I can update this real quick. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. When it comes to politics, oh, I could already told you that Vegas. That part I knew. I knew it was MAGA. I already knew that. I already knew that. But the fact that he's running for thing that's gonna help him because he's gonna get some major publicity. But then that's also probably one of the reasons why they're not showing it as much because they don't want to show it as much. They don't want people to see it. Love the fact that the screen is this big because I can just do this and still have these lines. I don't know. There, I don't know Vegas. Chances are, yes, he probably would be, but I can't. I wouldn't be able to give you a definitive answer on that. March. Today's the 5th, so that would mean the first video. No, let me not do this. I want to do the vertical recording. I haven't. That's the thing in Vegas. I haven't really been paying attention to like the seating and stuff like that. I haven't, because the thing is like I've been paying attention to Kansas a bit, but at the same time, I'm not. I'm not running for Congress here. I'm not running for politics here in this state. This state is ass backwards, and the like. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to move to a state that is looking progressive and looks like they're going to be doing what they should be doing. That's what I'm looking at. A state that's moving in the right things. Oh, so he'd be the first, yeah. So you know they're gonna fight tooth and nail to get that guy to not win. But that's what I'm looking at. Because Kansas is really not it. Kansas right now is really not it. Can I? I would have to crop the top part and overlay it on top in order to do that. So I'd have to put the video twice so that it's doubled, but then edit this part out. In order to do it that way. What the fuck did I just do? Oh, delete that. Okay, never mind. I've looked into because the thing is I looked into a position in New York City which would make me like a district representative to run like a district in Manhattan. I was looking into that, um, but the closing date had already closed for that. It was, I think, starting salary was like 95,000 to like 120,000 or some shit like that. So I had looked into that. There's a position here that they posted also that was around the same price range, and I was looking at it and I was just like, damn, this shit would be a nice fucking job. and it would be here on the base. So I'm like, damn, this shit would be easier, and I would get federal time, and I get my thing. So I was just like, damn it. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn it. So that's a process. Okay, so I can't do that. I need to crop this. How would I be able to crop this? Crop the selected video. So what I want is, no, I don't want to make that smaller. I have to freeform the aspect and then make it so that I have this video, which is the top. So now I should be able to move this here to fit the screen because it'll play the whole thing. And if I add the video again on the bottom, I'm not gonna put this one on top then. So that way the video should play with no issue. I should be able to make this larger. Undo that. Just make it smaller this way. No, they won't do that with that. It's just like district managers, 665 data centers in VA. Damn. God damn. That's a lot. He said, what the hell do y'all breathe? What's that humming sound in VA? Yeah, all them processors fucking operating. That's fucking nuts. Okay, so I'm going to produce, I'm gonna export this shit like that. So export, we will make this a 9 by 16, and then we'll push this out to TikTok and see how it does. That's the great thing about having a beefier computer is that I can stream at the same time while I am actually rendering a video. But that Vegas, that might be a lot of it too, because you have government buildings that fall into that territory. That's what it probably is also. A lot of those are probably locations spread outside of the Pentagon that uses that information. If you have government stuff, yeah. A lot of it is, so I wouldn't, you could take that number is large, but I can bet you what you need to find out is how many of them are not military related. That would be it, because I bet you a good portion of that is military related databases or just servers and buildings and shit. Just servers. So a lot of that is probably good. Now, when you say that you got a whole, like more than half of that shit is just like regular ones, now that's something. But most of these things are going to be government funded shit. So that wouldn't surprise me. How many are being built, Soggy's the better question. Gotta send a message real quick. Shit, that's what I wanted to do. Fuck. Click the wrong shit. Hold on. I gotta figure out. It's my strength. These fucking drivers, they updated the fucking drivers for NVIDIA, but it's been like, I don't know if it's my computer or if it's fucking Windows, because Windows is fucking trash too at times. So, see, display settings. You know what? I'm gonna turn off this HDR shit. Oh, damn, that shit got dark quick. I'm letting NVIDIA do it. Why my shit get so dark now, though? God dang. Marshall, I don't know what kind those are. I'm assuming those are good. Okay, yeah. Because if you're telling me like that, I was just like, I have no idea what those are. Hey, if you're gonna do music, that's what you gotta do, man. It was like, look, that's the one thing. If you're gonna be doing music, your headphones should be the most expensive thing you have. So that you can listen to the music and listen to all the sounds and listen to all the things that you're doing. Headset should be that investment. The rest of the equipment you can start building up as you go. Like for me, that's the one thing. It's just like I noticed when it came to streaming, it was just like me, I didn't know. So a lot of the shit, I started trying to get the expensive shit because I'm thinking, oh, this is what's gonna work. A lot of the times it's just content creating and making the shit. Like this right now, this is one of the few times that actually while I'm streaming, I'm editing a video. The video that I did when I first started the live, I'm using that and I'm gonna post it now, which I've never usually done. So I'm trying to be more proactive about making shit so that way videos can be made and I have it. So it's just like, oh, okay, I got this done. Now I gotta save project as. Where are my project saves? That is on my NAS. That is not on there. That's the disability rates. This will be Congress House Resolution 1100. Because now I can post this onto TikTok. I can post this onto YouTube, and that way I'll start doing it like that. Because that's what I think I'm gonna do with the secondary channel. I've never made music, man. I haven't made music. I used to DJ, but that was a long time ago. But music, I've been looking in it, and I want to see if my daughters get into it, so I could get them like one of those mixers. The thing is I'm a old school with vinyl records mixer. Everybody has this new age shit where it's just like the actual soundtracks and they're looping it, and I went off of ears. I went off of literally just hearing the music. and I would be able to find another song that went with the beat, and I would just mix it in that way. I was never cause now with the technology you can find shit that has the same beat and all that shit. I was just like, nah, I did that shit with my head. I listened to a song and I did it off top of my head. It was like, okay, this is the song we playing. All right, got it. Boom, start playing it. So upload video, select files. Oh, is it long enough? I don't think YouTube will let me. Fuck, YouTube won't let me do that. I don't think YouTube will let me upload a video that long. Where the fuck did I just save it? Where the fuck did I just save the video? I hate when I do this shit. Scratch. Soggy scratch. I didn't put no marks, nothing. It was, you would take the time that when you were heard a song, you thought of whatever, oh, I can mix this in. You would grab the vinyl, put the vinyl down, put it to the side so you can hear what this one is playing, so you can hear it, but it's not on. So you would turn it off, hear it, listen to when it's mixing in, start scratching, mixing, and scratch, 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 switch it over, and then start playing it, or switch back, switch, like, and do it that way. A lot of the times you don't hear people actually scratching anymore. A lot of people is just like you hear it, but it's just like they're just going from one song and fading it into the other. It was like, no, you would scratch, scratch, and then they'll just play it. Different times, different times. Bro, where did I just save the video to? Is it in the OBS recordings? No. Did I just... Where the fuck did I just save that shit to? Bro, I just made the video. I don't even know where the fuck I put it. It was some Creator Studio awareness videos. Oh, I saved it as my project one for some reason. Why the fuck did I save it as that? Nope. So then I don't want to save that. Because the thing is I can't upload it as a short on YouTube. So I have to make an actual wide version. What's up, Yen? So I don't know. We'll see if I were to do that. But mixing is not something I'll be doing for some time. Would love to get back into it, but that's another very expensive habit. That's a habit that can get expensive quick. Okay, so since I can't upload it to that, I can upload it to TikTok. So let's upload it to TikTok. Upload. Upload videos, my project one. So, to get so that the big Sarge over here can get him and his daughter. Bro, that shit costs money. I've been looking at it, but I've been looking at the marketplace also to see if I can find like used shit. But the thing is that some people on the marketplace be trying to fucking overprice things that it's like, bro, this is old and used and it's like 2 generations old and you trying to sell it like you just bought it out the store. I'm like, no, I'm not spending money like that. It's the same thing like with computers. You should see the amount of people that have like 2 generations back type shit trying to sell it for like $1,000. Like for $1,000, I could get a newer shit, not top notch, but it's newer shit, and it'll do just as much as what you doing, but it'll have a longer lasting time period. Transparency. All right, posting it. See how that goes. See how that video publishes. And let's see, we'll go back and we'll make this video now same thing, but we will make it the widescreen and add it that way. Import media files because I didn't stop that recording though, so I'll have to do a bit more editing. I've noticed sometimes with mine Vegas is like the more you leave this shit alone, the more people actually get to see it. The more you actually leave it alone, the more people actually see it and you get more notifications. Like the times when I'm just not paying attention to fucking TikTok, I just leave it as is, and the next thing you know, the videos start picking up more. My notifications start blowing up a bit more. This is gonna take more time to edit because I need to listen to it. But at least I'll post that there. No, we'll have to worry about it. It's gonna happen, bro. It's gonna happen. There's gonna be videos that you push that you're gonna be, oh shit, this is crazy, and then there's gonna be videos that you push that just like you thought was gonna be crazy, and then nothing happens. It was like some of my videos are getting, most of my videos are stopping like at 400 something, but that's because I'm not posting as much. But since I go live, when I go live, my videos get seen a bit more. But it's just like you look at it and it's just like, bro, how the fuck is it that this video didn't catch up more or didn't blow up more? Um, that shit happens all the fucking time, and it's real random. Cause like you see some videos and it's like, damn, that's a lot of videos and people are watching this, and then this shit just dies. It always happens at the beginning too. Like, I got 300 views and I got like 60 likes, and I was just like, yo, this gonna pop off, and then I never get another view again. So just keep at it, man. The thing is especially now, it's videos that are going through. It's the videos that are going through of stuff that you don't see anymore. Do you record your lives on here and post them on your page on here? So I'm going to start doing that more because the thing is currently right now I'm recording it, but on my YouTube. So if you go on the YouTube, the whole thing is already there for you to view. But what I'm gonna start doing is I'm gonna start making markers and start making clips so that way I could just take it and just upload those certain parts and stuff like that. Because a lot of the times I say stuff that I know if I were to actually post it, I would probably get more stuff. But the thing is I'm not a person that tends to sit down and go, excuse me, and edit this shit the whole time. So now I've realized that I need to start doing that to grow a bit more. Because a lot of the times I say certain things that most people haven't thought of, and then if it's out there, people will be like, "Oh shit, I didn't think about it like that," and then people can view that, and I could just make that a clip. Um, and that's what I'm gonna be doing with the Cruise Talks channel. Is I'm gonna do that. That's what I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna be doing that more often now. So literally just have it set it up on my PC that I can do like a backtrack recording, which is literally it can record back a certain amount. Like you could take a 5 minute segment if I want, and I could just hit a button and it'll record the past five segment, the five past 5 minutes of the segment. That way I can just reproduce it later. Um, because that's what I did with the first part. Yeah, I know it's 12, bro. I know it's 12. Relax. Damn cat. It's people on the damn schedule. You think they have a fucking alarm clock upstairs? You see this dude? That Vegas, you have to do it manually. I've been trying to find a way to do it, and you have to do it manually unless you do like one of those automation um programs like Make or Zapier or something like that, where it's like you upload the video to, let's say, your Google Drive or something, and then from there, Google Drive, the Make thing will send it to all different places. Yeah, that's why I'm doing that, DJ, because I'm trying to expand it more. But that way, that's why I'm gonna try to make it so that I can use it. Because the thing is with TikTok, it pushes it out to more people sometimes. But I know I can get clips and I have talking points that I can use here. Yeah, always. I'm waiting for the other one to show up. So that's why I'm trying to do it that way. I'm trying to actually, like I said, I'm gonna have more time to do so, and then do this because next week sometime I'll probably leave to New York. So I probably won't be posting as much as any. If anything, I might be going live if I go anywhere in New York City. But like I said, it's gonna be mostly family time. Um, but that's what I'm gonna come back and be doing. So when I'm doing these lives, it's gonna be snippets and clips, and that's what I'm gonna be pushing out and doing that way. Um, so that way it's just I can make easier content and I don't have to worry about sitting down and talking about it all the time. Cause I know I make points while I'm talking that are interesting and are talking points that people could probably look into and give a perspective on. Uh, so that way I can make content on the side for this, for my regular channel, and then spend the time making actual videos for my veteran stuff. Yeah, that's what I'll probably be doing. I'll probably just take videos of me just walking certain places, doing certain things, eating certain foods, eating at certain restaurants and shit like that, depending on what I do. Um, if not, it's just gonna be with family most of the time. It's just like, hey, look, I'm in Mom Donnie country. I'm taking the bus. I still paid for it, but I got there. Type shit. I don't know, something crazy. But yeah, I'm gonna just leave it at that. Well, like I said, it's gonna what we're doing. It's gonna grow. We're gonna keep on doing this, and we're gonna be just cruise walks. I did that for the podcast when I was doing it, like me just walking. There was one that I recorded, but the thing is I didn't have like the microphones and stuff. So it was me walking in the streets, and you can hear like the background noise of the streets, the cars, fucking Dominicans playing music and shit like that. You were able to hear that, and it was just me walking and talking. So I'm gonna try to see if I could do that again and get that and get something like that, just so I can hear the background. Yeah, I know you hungry, bro. Leave me alone. I'm hungry too. I need to get some food. Yeah. So it was that. That was it. Was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. But all right, y'all, because y'all know it's time to feed this dude because he's not gonna leave me alone, and I need to get something to eat. So, as always, so that's why I'm that's why I'm loud the way I am. But no, 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 no. You ain't fucking with the cables. No, no, we are not. No, we're no, we are not. No, no. I don't give a damn how much you look at me. No. Inshallah, we will, shall prosper in New Yorkistan. I said no, Toothless. As always, be good to one another, take care of one another, love one another, look out for one another. Stay marvelous while doing it, y'all. I know I mixed the whole way up, but y'all know what I mean. Stay marvelous while doing it, y'all. Y'all be good. I'll see y'all later. Peace. Maybe we do a little guest thing tonight or something. We'll see. Depending if I gotta go get this car or not. But I'll holla at y'all. Peace. All right, so we'll end the stream here. And then the other stream was already